It all. We have great food, a relaxing atmosphere, and activities for all ages. Tennis, swimming, and a playground. But the fun doesn't stop after dark. There's even a bar and an arcade. And if you aren't ready to go home yet, we've even got a spacious room for your comfort, complete with air conditioning, Wi-Fi, and a private bathroom. The Toucan Mall can also facilitate your event in our spacious conference hall. We also have a theater with films for the entire family. It's the Toucan Mall located in Amelia's Ward, Linden. Looking for a place for the whole family? Come down to the Toucan Mall in Amelia's Ward, Linden. It's the mall that has it all. We have great food, a relaxing atmosphere, and activities for all ages. Tennis, swimming, and a playground. But the fun doesn't stop after dark. There's even a bar and an arcade. And if you aren't ready to go home yet, we've even got a spacious room for your comfort, complete with air conditioning, Wi-Fi, and a private bathroom. The Toucan Mall can also facilitate your event in our spacious conference hall. We also have a theater with films for the entire family. It's the Toucan Mall located in Amelia's Ward, Linden.
All right, a very good afternoon to all of my viewers and friends and well-wishers and those of you who look forward to Thursdays. Welcome to our program once again, and it's on time. Today is on time, and we have lots of things that we want to share, and conversations I know will come up from people who maybe were waiting for it to happen. And I want us to try to keep it as close as possible to the topic, the health topic, because I know some of you are eager eager to get into politics and all the other things. I used to be like that, but it doesn't make sense anymore. Because at the end of the day, you still have to get out there and make things happen, You still have to get out there and do your job or run your business or, make things happen so that you can continue to live. At the end of the day, that's it, And you may make a meager contributory input in what happens by your vote, but, people will do what they're going to do anyway, right? So keep it as close to health as possible, and what's happening with our lives and the lives of our Guyanese people. All right, I have concerns about a lot of things, and I try very hard not to really say too much about them. But I have serious concerns about what is happening to our young people today. I was once in my teens. And many of you who are looking can say the same thing. You were in your teens, but during those days when we were growing up, there were things that existed, like respect for others, respect for the elderly, honesty and integrity, neatness. There were concerns about what happens if you don't get your homework done. Because that if you get to school and your homework isn't done, Mr. Thomas or somebody there is waiting for you at the door with a cane in his hand. And if you can't present your excuse for being late, then you got to pay the consequence, right? If when you get in the classroom, you couldn't spell when they had spelling, you had to pay suffer the consequence because of the fact that you were given homework to learn, you know. And if you didn't present your homework, then you had what we call detention and all those sort of things. That's back in those days. Today, teachers are afraid to teach because they're afraid that the student becomes violent, or the student threatens them, or the parents fight them, or, you know. Today is a totally different mentality that exists, mindset, parental structure and concern, you know, involvement, parental involvement. You know, it's a totally different situation now. And because of the fact that we have forgotten the good of the past, we are suffering presently the ignorance of our forgetfulness. You know? And it happens in high places because we change the laws and we listen to organizations and stop doing certain things that made a difference in children's lives. So you're reaping the benefits now because it didn't matter, you know, if the child did his homework or not, if he showed up for school or not. You know, if the parent was looking over the child or not. I was told by a friend of mine that last week she witnessed a robbery. Didn't get to see who they were, but these were young guys, young youths robbing a truck that was the gentleman was you know, going about his trade or whatever it is. Took away all of his phone and I guess money and personal items. Youths. You know? It is a sad situation to know that as a result of the negligence of the past, that we are suffering severely in the future. And where is it going to take us? Where is it going to take us? At some point, sooner or later, those youths are going to end up either dead or in jail. At some point. Because they're going to get careless. You know? The other thing that is bad is that the law protects, most times, the person who creates the crime versus the person who suffers as a result of the crime. You know? It's crazy. It really is crazy. But mentally, if you ask the average business person today, what is their greatest fear in this country? What is the greatest fear? It's a robbery. Greatest fear. You would think that by now we would have been able to put things in place to have persons desist from creating those type of tensions that stresses out the business person. You know, some people are sick mentally because of the fear of what can happen next. They can't concentrate. They can't focus, you know, because they were fearful of the factor that is created by those who are, I guess, destined to end up either dead or in jail. Because you're going to end up there at some point. Either you or your brother or your sister or your siblings. Because the things that you do, believe it or not, you pay for them at some point, or someone pays for them. My point is, in our society, we will have stress factors that contribute to all sorts of things. Stress doesn't cause you to die. It's the factors that causes the stress that causes you to die or to suffer. Not the stress. What is causing the stress? Because you can't see it. You know? And I've got colleagues who blame everything on stress. Somebody is sick and they have problems and they're told, oh, you must be under a lot of stress. It's psychological. Yes, some of it is psychological. Yes, I agree. But the psychological situation doesn't actually cause a lot of things. It's not blamed. It's blamed for a lot of things that really isn't so. You know? Yes, it does contribute. But what we need to do is to resolve what creates the problems. And the problems will go away. I keep saying it all the time. Bring back the punishments that we had. Bring them back. Bring back the systems that we had that takes the youth off the street. It must be voluntary. And it must be something that you have to do if you're not doing what you should be doing. In other words, if you're not in school and you don't have a job, okay, there's a place that we can take you that can teach you a skill so you can get out and be a contributory factor in society, not to become a menace. Like national service. I don't care what you call it. Bring it back. And it must be compulsory. Yes, it'll be voluntary, but it must be compulsory for some because they're not going to go. They like the easy money and they like the fast motorcycles and, you know, all those things. But if they know that when I pass on the street at 10 o'clock, if you're lineman on the street, you got to tell me why you're lineman, where you're working. And if I check it out and you're lying to me, then you're going to be summoned to report someplace where you're going to have some sort of a system that makes sure that you're off the street. Too many people on the street. Too many youths on the street. Too many people who are skillful that are driving taxis. Why? There are no jobs. There are no jobs in those areas where they want to work or where they're qualified to work. There are many households where wives are working and men are liming. Many households. They're looking for jobs, but they're looking in the right places and they're not doing the right things. They end up gambling on the corners, in the bars, begging for cigarette or money to buy liquor. We have too many menaces in society right now that is contributing to the factors that are causing people to be sick. And then, too many persons who are producing what helps us to be able to be sustained in our daily lives are using an excessive amount of chemicals in the foods, in the livestock, that's contributing to the demand. On the amount of chemicals that are used in the industry, in all the industries. We have to clamp down. Or we have to stop it. Find natural ways of removing the pests. There's a way. Just find it. You know, we're finding many young guys are functioning as girls. Too much of the estrogen being ingested in their system, and they're becoming like women and girls. Too many. We're having babies who are maturing too fast, so that the perverts out there are thinking that they're big. Too many chemicals in our foods. Too many chemicals. And like nobody listens. It's like I'm talking for no reason. I'm quite sure somebody who can do something is hearing me. You know, we're wondering why we're sick. We are sick because of what we eat and what we drink, for the most part. We're sick because of our lifestyles. We're sick because we don't cook anymore in the houses. You know, many persons are depending on the roadside. We are sick because we're eating and drinking foods that are making us sick. And then we have viruses. I see so many viruses. I see so many every day. I wonder, how is it sometimes that some people are living and walking? Seriously. I think it's the mercies of God that got some people walking and living today. Yes. I just hope that you remember that your immune system is your defense. Your immune system. And that immune system, in a weak state, you become vulnerable to anything out there. I think that God is looking over us in Guyana. When I talk to people who are drinking rainwater without filtering it, and you see the end result of using the water, you wonder. The water hits the roof. It comes from the sky, picks up the dust, or whatever is in the air. It comes down on your roof. It actually washes the roof into the gutter around the house. And then whatever is on the roof, that's in the air, that's in the gutter, is into your tank. And then that tank leads to your house. And you turn on your faucet, and you drink the water, or you use it to cook. You don't even know what's in that water. All the bat dung, and bird dung, and pigeon dung, and all the chemicals from wherever they come from, and everything else in that water you're drinking. I think we are spared by the mercies of God, most of us. You know? And then we wonder, why are we sick? I say to people, if you got a house and you're having mosquitoes biting you all day, find money that is from the correct way and put mesh on your doors and mesh on your windows. Keep them out of your house, because they will give you problems. Mosquito brings diseases. I see chikungunya every day. I'm not kidding you. Every day I see it. And some people don't believe me. They believe, well, like I can't get it because I went to the lab and they ain't got nothing on that about me. And, you know, so something wrong with your device, your equipment. But you believe that. Many of you would have suffered as a result of not believing what was discovered. Some of you don't even exist anymore. You know? If we don't find it, it's because you rushed us, so we didn't have the opportunity to find it. But it's there. Cancer is very prevalent in our society. Very prevalent. Why? Why? Liver problems, hepatitis, prevalent. Why? I just wish one day that maybe the health minister or somebody in the health department can come and sit with me so I can show you what is found in people every day. Maybe then you'll believe it. Don't wait for a breakout. Put things in place to help people to avoid what can happen if there's a breakout. And I'm not talking about building facilities and quarantine and all. I'm talking about helping people to understand the importance of protecting themselves from those things. It's no joke. It's no joke. Sooner or later, we're going to realize how serious it is to protect ourselves. Sooner or later. I'm not wishing it, but I can see it coming. I can see it. We are becoming more and more careless when it comes to taking care of our bodies. We believe in the liquor and the parties and the fast food and the junk foods and the barbecue and the fry everything. You know? Begin to look at what it needs or what it takes to prevent yourself from having conditions. I see more chemicals in people now than ever. More parasites, more mercury, more cadmium, more chemicals. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just hope that we can become more responsible at all levels. We can start cooking again at home. You know, the difficulty is, back in the days, again, back in the days, when it was very possible for women or wives or mothers to be home preparing meals for children and spouses, back in the days, the money was less, but the value was more. It was less money, but the value was more. Things were less costly than they are today. You know? So it was possible for a husband to work and a wife to be home. It was possible then. It is possible now, but at very, very high levels, I guess, in society. Not on the average, not on the average family. It's very difficult. Everything is sky high. So I understand that, you know, most times two people have to work and it's not enough still. You got to find another source because you know the two incomes not meeting the expenditures. It's sad, but it's true and it's real. So all these promises that are being made by whoever is making them, stop lying to people. I'm telling you. Be honest and tell the truth about things. Be honest and make promises that can be realistically delivered. Give people the reality of the situation and they'll deal with it. Don't build false hope in them. And stop making promises that you can't fulfill. I don't even listen anymore. I honestly don't listen. I'm tired of the promises and I ain't seeing nothing. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong places. The things that I'm seeing are things that should be done anyhow. I want to see the youth off the street. I want to see the children that are going to university, coming out and doing a business that's successful, or finding a job that they can earn a living, that can take care of their expenses that they create while in college. We were talking today as I'm coming here with a taxi driver, young guy, knew him from a little kid. He has a friend who has finished medical school, finished, and can't find the resources that are needed to complete what is needed to be completed to be able to go out and work or practice. Imagine that. Not easy. Not easy. We need more entities that are geared to hiring people when they come out of college or come out of schools of higher learning. Anyhow, I'm going to open the phone lines. I'll take some calls. I got one little DVD or program that was sent to me. I know you have a lot of them, you've seen a lot, but there is one that came to me today that I'd like my operator to show it, and then we're going to open the lines and take some calls. So if she's there, my beautiful operator, let's go. Show it.
You might not believe this. Cancer is not a disease, but is a business. And the word called cancer is nothing more than a lie. In the modern world, cancer has become so widespread that it has affected the old, young, baby and everyone. Make sure to watch the video till the end, since this will expose the hidden hands who manipulate the pharmaceutical industry, taking advantage of cancer to make huge income. Also, we will show you some natural alternative methods to treat cancer. Do you know that the book, World Without Cancer, has been prevented from being translated into many world languages till date? You should know this fact: there is no disease called cancer. Cancer is nothing else but a deficiency of vitamin B17. So, why don't you avoid chemotherapy, surgery, or taking medicines with strong side effects to treat something which is not a disease but a deficiency? Let's recall an instance from the past. Quite a large number of Siemens lost their life to a disease named scurvy, a disease that took the life of numerous people as well. And a number of people got an enormous income from it. Afterward, it was discovered that scurvy was just a deficiency of vitamin C, that means it wasn't a disease. Cancer is also just like that. The colonizing world, and the enemies of humanity, had established the cancer industry, and made it into a business, from which they earn billions in income. The cancer industry flourished after World War II. To fight cancer, all these delays, details and enormous expenditures are not needed. They only go to line the pockets of colonizers, especially since the cure for the condition was found long ago. Well, instead of preferring such expensive treatments for cancer, what alternatives should you take? The prevention and cure of cancer can be obtained simply through the following strategies. Those who have cancer should first try to know what cancer is. Do not panic, instead, investigate the condition. Nowadays, have you heard anyone die of an illness called scurvy? No. Because it gets cured. Since cancer is only a deficiency of vitamin B17, eating 15 to 20 pieces of apricot stone, or fruit stone every day is enough. Eat wheat bud or wheat sprouts. Wheat bud is a miraculous anti-cancer medicine. It is a rich source of liquid oxygen, and the strongest anti-cancer matter, which is named as Letriol. This matter is present in the fruit stone of apple, and is the extracted form of vitamin B17, also known as amygdalin. The American medicinal industry has started implementing the law, forbidding Letriol production. Later, this medicine is being manufactured in Mexico and gets smuggled into USA. Dr. Harold W. Manor, in a book named Death of Cancer, has stated that the success of cancer treatment with Letriol is as high as above 90%. Let's see some of the sources of amygdalin or vitamin B17. Number 1. The fruit stone or seed of fruits. This contains the highest amount of vitamin B17 in nature. This includes fruit stone of apple, apricot, peach, pear, and prune, or dried plum. Number 2. Common beans, grains, which include bean, lentil sprout, lima beans, and pea. Number 3. Kernels of bitter almond, and Indian almonds, they are richest source of vitamin B17 in nature. Number 4. Mulberries. You can consider almost all mulberries, such as black mulberry, blueberry, raspberry and strawberry. Number 5. Seeds like sesame and linseed, seed of linen or flax seed. Number 6. Groats of oats, barley, brown rice, groats of block wheat, linseed, millet, and rye. In addition, vitamin B17 is also found in grains and fruit stones of apricot, brewer's yeast, rough rice, paddy, and pumpkin. Let's see some of the list of anti-cancer foods. Apricots, kernels or seeds. Seeds from other fruits, like apples, cherries, peaches, prunes, plums, pears. Lima beans, fava beans. Wheatgrass. Almonds. Raspberries. Elderberries. Strawberries. Blackberries. Blueberries. Buckwheat. Sorghum. Barley. Millet. Cashews. Macadamia nuts. And bean sprouts. The above said foods are all the highest sources of absorbable vitamin B17. Now that you have seen the hidden facts behind cancer, act upon it. Please share this video with others, so they can also benefit from the information.
Alright, that was a quick one, but it was a very, very, very serious one. And there's no reason why we cannot start the process. You know? We don't have to wait until we have cancer to start eating those foods. Or to wait until we're almost dead before we start implementing those processes in our life. Start doing them now. You know? Before the cells are beaten up and are destroyed in totality. You know, some of you may not be able to recover from your conditions because you're so far gone. You know, you waited too long to really take the right steps, or the treatment process wasn't working. But I'll tell you something. Never give up until your eyes are closed and you don't know that they're closed. Never give up, because you never know. You know, there are some people who expect the miracle to happen overnight. It's possible, but keep praying for the miracle. But you keep doing what it takes. Don't just pray for the miracle, do what it takes. And the miracle might come. Don't be discouraged. Don't think that, you know, I think the average doctor is trying to make a difference in the lives of people. The average. I'm not saying all of them. Some are in it for the money. But the average physician, I believe, tries very hard to make a difference in the lives of people. And some of you who are sick don't understand that you have to play a role in becoming healthier or overcoming your condition. First, it begins in the mind. Healing begins in the mind. If you believe that you're not going to make it, chances are you're not going to make it. You know? If you believe that you can overcome it, then your body's mechanism will naturally begins to work positively to help you to recover from the scourge of whatever it is that is affecting you. Right? And two more things I want to talk about. One is cleansing. Many of us don't understand what cleansing is. You don't. It's like a plate that you used to eat. If you eat the food today and you put the plate that's dirty back into the cabinet You're not washing. And then tomorrow you take it out and you eat again from the same plate. Eventually, what's in that plate is going to start to take an effect on your own body, even though it was good when it started. You've got to cleanse. You've got to remove the debris that is contributing to your illnesses, to your conditions. You've got to remove it. You've got to remove it. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Listen, I had a real problem with, every day I'm not going to the toilet often, like say 4 times a week, and so on. Like constipation and the side of the belly swelling and working. What can I do? Or what, you know?
What is your age?
My age is 50.
50. Are you exercising?
Yeah, working.
You're working.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you using foods like breads?
Yeah, bread, yeah.
All right. Now what normally happens is that breads have a way of becoming like cement in your body. Okay? It becomes like cement. And what you need to do is to first of all stop using the foods that are becoming hard in your system. Right?
Yeah.
The other thing is that if you're not using enough water, then how can you have anything move?
Okay, well, next thing, and then my skin getting dry.
You're saying it.
Yeah, the finger, the foot, the hand.
So why do you think it's getting dry?
I don't know why it's getting dry.
Oh, okay. If you have a pond, and the pond normally has a stream that runs in the pond,
Yeah.
and the source of the stream stops, what happens to the pond?
It's going to fall.
It's going to full, or it's going to get dry,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
When you eat foods like bread, and you fail to take the water or the necessary lubricants to help it to move,
Yeah.
it's going to get dry.
But I use plenty water.
Hold on. You're not using enough. You just said something again. Your skin is getting dry.
Yeah.
Why do you think your skin is getting dry? Not enough liquids inside the cells. You think you're drinking enough water, but you're consuming more foods that are absorbing the moisture. Bread is one. Bread,
The white bread.
bread becomes like cement in your intestine.
They use the whole wheat bread.
It doesn't matter. We don't really get that here.
Oh, you don't really get
We
it.
hardly get that. It's available, but we hardly get it.
Yeah, yeah,
So stop the bread.
yeah.
Use more liquids, more water. Okay? Use more foods like prunes. Make prune juice or prune drink and drink it.
What about milk?
Milk is not going to help you, my brother.
No, you use milk or?
Milk will not help you.
Okay.
You want to have foods with fiber. You want to have foods with the ability to propel matter through your system. Because right now your propeller isn't working.
Yeah. But the problem is I have O positive blood.
It matters not what your blood is.
Okay.
Listen to what I'm saying. You need lubricants and fiber.
So what kind of food is give fiber like?
What kind of food gives you fiber? Foods that don't digest properly. They act like a propeller. Fruits. Eat more fruits.
Like papaya,
Of course.
mango,
Of course.
orange.
Papaya, mango, pineapples. Yes.
What is watermelon and so?
Watermelon will help you, but it'll help you to urinate more. Right? You need foods with fiber. Okay? And more water. And cut the bread.
Cut the bread out.
Yes. Cut it out for a while. And you'll see that you will feel better. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a blessed night.
All right. Good. You too. You gotta have the propelling action into your intestine. It's gotta be in there. That acts like what we call peristalsis. And it moves the matter forward through your intestine. and out into the toilet. Good evening.
Good evening, Dr. Haynes.
Good evening to you. How do you do?
I want to know what causes shingles to erupt. I understand 15 over people and stuff. What causes shingles? What to do about it?
This is an era.
And what to do? What to do to take out the scars? It leaves some ugly scars, and it's very painful, and it lasts quite a while. Can be done?
What is your age?
Over 50.
Okay. Do you have a computer or a cell phone with an internet?
I have one with an internet. I did get some information telling me about it.
Okay, just look until you find it, but I'll tell you a few things. But spend some time researching your condition, and that's what we should do.
Yes,
All right, information is available now.
yes.
Most people who get shingles had chicken pox.
Huh?
Chicken pox.
I was told that, but as a child I didn't have chicken pox.
Are you sure?
Yes, I
Then
did
you-
not have chicken pox.
okay,
The doctor
then-
said that, but I did not have chicken pox as a child. As a child I had mumps, not chicken pox,
Okay.
measles.
Then you may have in your system the virus they call herpes.
I may have
Herpes.
herpes.
Hmm.
How is the herpes? Is a venereal disease?
It's
one
not.
of the STDs?
It can be transmitted, but it can be also passed on through your DNA from birth.
Oh, to your DNA?
Sure.
Oh,
From birth. We find herpes almost every single day in people here. And they don't know they have it. Once, once you have the herpes virus, it can come from birth or it could be transmitted.
come from birth?
Sure, from birth. Birth from their parents.
Oh,
Okay?
I didn't know anybody in the that
Maybe they
had
don't know they have it.
Huh?
Maybe they don't know they have it.
Because what one of the doctors said to me that if I could have had chickenpox, because it's not necessarily a whole set of stuff on your skin. It could be one or two.
You don't really know if you had it or not. You have to have someone who knew you from growing up, like your parents, they may be able to say if you had it or not. That way you know that you didn't have it.
No, as a child I had mumps.
It's
Homesick with it.
you know you had mumps, but you have to you just don't get shingles like that. You have to have the virus in you. And the fact that it goes and comes tells the story. It lives in you.
So what to do about it?
Well, you have to work on your immune system, my dear. I keep
Okay,
talking about
develop
that
the immune
for
system.
years. I'm talking about that.
Huh?
Your immune system.
Oh, okay.
When you get the flare up, it means that your immune system has been compromised.
Okay.
It got to the point where it can't defend itself anymore of the virus.
Okay.
So it comes out in your body.
Okay. Because what I know happened with me, and this is last year, I wore a dress and I went out. And it's one of these off shoulders that came around the back, and I did not rinse it before I wore it. I had some adjustments made.
That didn't give you shingles.
And since then that this thing has affected me. I was good all the time.
It didn't give you shingles.
So I don't know if it was on the nerve that caused it to
It
erupt
affects.
or what.
It does affect your nerve. It does.
I want to feel it rested on something in my back that caused that, because I was good before I wore that dress. I was good.
So you think you picked it up from a bench or something?
Huh?
You think you picked it up from something that you leaned on?
I don't know. The top of the thing had elastic, and I want to feel it probably rested on the nerve, because it's right there the thing you wrote.
It doesn't happen like that.
It doesn't happen like that?
No.
I don't know, but I was good. I was good all the time. All the doctors I saw.
Maybe your immune system was good all the time
Okay.
until it became compromised.
Okay. Okay, well, now that, and what can I use it in terms of pain?
Well, you've got to first of all work
Deal with the immune system.
on your immune system, because you can take all the painkillers you want. All you're going to do is making yourself worse.
Oh, okay. Okay, doctor.
Okay?
Thank you. I don't get to see you these days to talk, and I have so much to talk with you about.
I know. It's
Bye-bye.
been very busy. Okay,
Yes.
bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, even my operator said that today. Dr. Haynes, people are missing you. But, the problem is, I'm being pulled all over. And it's difficult for me to... I have a problem saying no. That's my problem. Good evening.
Good evening, Dr. Ian.
Turn the volume of your television down, please, or move away from it.
I'm sorry. Okay, Dr. Ian. Looking at your program, I look at it constantly. And one of the things I feel people in general, including myself, lacking is the knowledge of what a balanced diet is. You're giving us all this information, and yet like that DVD you showed just now, that information is good. It went so far. If you can help us or get nutritionists on your program and help us to see, well, okay, breakfast should be this. Lunch should be this. You know, you give us pointers, but then sometimes to have that actual, so we need to have, I personally, I don't know about others, but I personally would like to know, well, okay, breakfast, that includes vitamin B17 and everything that's good for you, includes a cup of tea, 2 slices of bread, a strawberry next to, you know, that kind of thing. If we get that kind of fact, that would be able to help society better. You know, they say seeing is believing.
Well,
if you can help us out like that, you really would touch a lot of lives.
Well,
I am talking to you, and I'm I don't have that kind of knowledge. And I am talking to you, I'm a wheelchair user. I'm talking, some persons may pick up my voice. I don't have that kind of knowledge, and I long to get it.
do you have
A wheelchair
access?
user, I have a lot of size.
Do you have access to the knowledge, to the information?
Um,
Do you have any? It's an informative world now, and many persons don't like to be on television. We try to get people here all the time, but there are many persons who don't like to face the television. They say simple things and stupid things like, I don't know what question is going to be asked, and I don't want to be embarrassed. So, you know, if you're versed in your knowledge, if you don't know, it's easy to say, well, you know what, I'm not really familiar with this thing, but I'm gonna get this information and pass it on to you. It's difficult. People don't want to sit on television and talk. Even on the radio, they don't want to talk where they can't be seen. You know, so it's an informative world now. There's the library, there's the internet. You don't have to. You can actually Google whatever you want. What can I use for breakfast to give me vitamin C? And everything will come up. What I'm saying, and I'm saying it all the time, persons need to spend more time learning, using the resources that are out there, learning. When we talk, we give you the information. Okay, vitamin B17, all right, you get your phone or your computer, where can I get vitamin B17 from? And then you see what's available in your country.
yes.
You don't need a person to tell you all of that. You can do it on your own.
No judgment. Yes. B17 is one of the vitamins, but then in order to have it balanced, you may need 70 B17, a little bit of vitamin C, you know, to make that one-off thing, like how you'll go and get a supplement from the store.
Yeah.
They will a multivitamin that has everything.
So what do you
don't
saying?
want to get it from your natural food.
You're saying a lot of what you need to be saying, what you need to be doing. Today, it is difficult for you to get all the nutrients you need in the food that you have presented to you, especially now, because people are using chemicals in everything almost. So it is better sometimes to get a supplement that has what you need inside, that can give you what you need, because what you may purchase is chemicalized.
Yes, I
Right?
understand
Many
that,
persons-
but you need such a person as yourself that's so knowledgeable to help bring a nutritionist on your program and help to balance dinner.
I really hope one of them are listening, and I will take.
Sorry?
I hope one of them are listening. Who is others? There are very few here too, you know.
I hope so too.
There are very
So we
few.
need help. We need it. I'm
I
talking to you, and I'm in dire need of it. And I know that I have many, many others like me.
well, I've been giving information since 1996.
Okay, Dr. Hen,
Right,
thank
and-
you for your time, and I continue listening to the
Thank you,
program.
my dear. Thank you.
Thank you.
I've been giving this information since 1996. Many times. I sit on my programs and I give you breakfast, lunch, dinner. Maybe you don't tune in when I do that. I do that numerous times. I even give you recipes, formulas. I give you all these things on different occasions. I'm not going to do it every day. But you need to start looking at trying to spend your time researching the details you need. B17, okay.